The Denver Broncos are currently 9-2, and they lead the AFC West division with this record. But the biggest thing here for Bo Nix and the Broncos, they hold the number 1 seed in the AFC. So if the season ended today, the AFC playoffs will run through Denver, and that's a dangerous situation for every team that's involved in the playoff mix in the AFC. And when you look at their remaining schedule, it's a good chance that they may end up with the first seed. The Colts have some tough teams to face over the next couple of weeks. But when you look at Denver here, you face the Washington Commanders on the road. Jaden Daniels, he's still injured right now with that elbow injury. A backup quarterback of Marcus Mariota, and the defense for the Commanders has not played well this season. Then you face the Las Vegas Raiders on the road. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty, Max Crosby are all excellent players. Outside of that, the Raiders have a lot of problems. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL, and I get it. The last time the Broncos faced the Raiders, Thursday Night Football, it was 10-7. It was a lot of miscues in that matchup for Bo Nix and the Broncos here. But if Bo Nix and the Broncos are serious contenders in the AFC, and I have them being serious contenders, they should easily dominate this game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Then you face the Green Bay Packers at home. The Packers, inconsistent team on the offensive end. Their defense is phenomenal. But I'll take the Broncos in that matchup currently. The Jacksonville Jaguars at home, inconsistent quarterback play with Trevor Lawrence. You'll face Kansas City on the road and the Chargers at home. So it's a good chance here that the Broncos will end up with the first seed. And this is a Broncos team that could be 11-0 right now. And we'll talk about that in the next couple of minutes here. But I want to give Bo Nix his flowers. Bo Nix has dealt with a lot of criticism this season, especially that game against the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of people came out and they were saying that Bo Nix, he needs to be better. Is he really a franchise quarterback? But this has been a problem with Bo Nix in the coverage of his game dating back to the college level. He was a very good quarterback at Auburn, transfers to Oregon, and a very good system, had a lot of talent around him, great coaching. But the draft process with Bo Nix was completely different from J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams. Now, Caleb Williams was a superstar at USC. The same with Jaden Daniels at LSU. Bo Nix was a very good player at Oregon. But when you look at J.J. McCarthy, you had so many analysts come out, they're saying that J.J. McCarthy, he could be the next best quarterback in the NFL in the right system. He's prototypical. At Michigan, he didn't have to be the guy. He had a great defense, a great run game, very good wide receivers. At Oregon, they had a lot of talent, but they needed Bo Nix to go out there and to perform well to win big-time games. And Bo Nix did that. He worked well within the system. Now, he did not push the football deep down the field constantly, but he didn't have to. And that was the main question mark about Bo Nix coming out of college. Can he push the football deep down the field effectively enough in the NFL? So he gets drafted by the Denver Broncos in the first round. This is a Broncos team, by the way. They just moved off of Russell Wilson. They're eating a nasty cap cut. They can't bring in key wide receivers to help out their rookie quarterback. They have a very good offensive line. They have a very good head coach in Sean Payton. Let's figure this thing out. They made the NFL playoffs last year with Bo Nix in his rookie season. Even though he did not have the same season that Jaden Daniels had, and Jaden Daniels had a phenomenal rookie season, help his team get all the way to the NFC Championship game. We have to give Bo Nix a lot of credit for last year. Their defense was phenomenal, but Bo Nix had some big-time moments. That game against the Cleveland Browns, Monday Night Football, he goes out there toe-to-toe with Jameis Winston, and I know it's Jameis Winston. But they gave up a lot of yards to Jameis Winston in that game. Here comes Bo Nix. He's matching that production. He does what it takes to win. He may not have the highlight plays like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick. That's fine. Can you keep your team ahead of schedule? And can you help them win? And can you make plays when it matters the most? And Bo Nix has done that. Now, last year in the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills, this team was not ready. And that's okay for a young quarterback. You figure it out as you go. And Bo Nix is still young into his career. This is just year 2. And every single week he has gotten better in this system with Sean Payton. And the football games that they've lost this year, it hasn't all been on Bo Nix. Against the Indianapolis Colts, he gets them into field goal range. Kicker misses the field goal. And now you have this situation. The Colts, they get another chance. In the first half, Bo Nix was tremendous. 3 passing touchdowns. In the second half, he did cool off a bit. But he was still having some big-time plays. But the Colts kicker, he missed the first field goal. Everyone thinks the game is over. Sean Payton's walking off the field. It's a flag. Special teams, leveraging. Move the Colts kicker up. He gets another chance. Hits the field goal. That's the game. That wasn't on Bo Nix. Could he have played better in this matchup? For sure. He deserves some blame. But he did everything in this matchup to help them win this game. It just didn't fall that way. Now, against the Los Angeles Chargers, you have a wide open Cortland Sutton deep down the field. He misses him. They have to punt the football to Justin Herbert. That is on Bo Nix. And you lost this game by 3 points. And there was a couple calls in this game towards the Chargers and the Broncos. Very questionable. The referees were terrible. But no excuses here. Bo Nix has to hit that throw. But those are the only 2 losses on the season. This team could be undefeated right now. That is how good they have been on the defensive end and the same on the offensive end in certain situations. They need to be cleaner, and Bo Nix has been cleaner over the last 4 to 5 weeks with his accuracy. But going back to week 1 here, he didn't look good. 25 of 40 against the Tennessee Titans, 176. Passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions. But you still won this game 20-12. Your defense stepped up, and your run game was there. Against the Cincinnati Bengals, Bo Nix finally gets things going. 326 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He did have the 1 interception. And look, I get it. It's the Bengals. This defense is terrible. Against the Philadelphia Eagles here, major comeback in the second half. In the first half, it was tough for Bo Nix to get things going, but they stuck with him. 24 of 39, 242 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions. At this point in time, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're undefeated. This was a great win for the Broncos. And you did this on the road in Philadelphia. Against the New York Jets, terrible offense. The Jets defense finally showed up. They made life hell for Bo Nix in this game. He had 174 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions, but he did enough to help his team win. You look at him compared to Justin Fields. He did not take dumb sacks in this game. He got the football out quick. He threw the football to the flat. Let's punt it. Let's play through our run game. Let's play through our defense. That's fine. Against the New York Giants, this was a great game for Bo Nix in the fourth quarter. They did little to nothing for the first 3 quarters. And you can make the case that Jackson Dart, he got away with a lot of passes that he shouldn't have. A bunch of tip passes that went to the air for touchdowns that should have been interceptions. But it's the National Football League. That happens. But they stayed in this game. Give Sean Payton a lot of credit, and the same with Bo Nix. His teammates didn't give up on him. And they have this great comeback late in this game against the Giants. Phenomenal. Against the Dallas Cowboys, it's the Cowboys here. Terrible defense, but to give Bo Nix some credit, he was phenomenal. He throws an interception. After that, he has 4 passing touchdowns against the Houston Texans. A great defense this season. Bo Nix played well in the second half. 2 passing touchdowns, 173 passing yards against the Las Vegas Raiders. Bo Nix did have some bad moments in this game. But I will say this. He did have 2 interceptions in the box score. 1 interception was not on Bo Nix. He throws the football to the wide receiver in Troy Franklin. In between his numbers, he drops the football. It goes for an interception. That's not on Bo Nix. And you had so many dumb penalties in this game. Holding, illegal shift. That had nothing to do with Bo Nix and drops as well. Could he have played better? Yes, but you still won this matchup. And against Kansas City, this may be his best game this season. You could say this game or the Giants game. The Giants, they're one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. A lot of that is because of coaching. But this Kansas City team, this is a team that has won this division year in and year out. You have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice coming into this season. So many people are saying they're going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. Can Bo Nix, can he go out there? Can he outplay Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. He did that in this game. He did not have a passing touchdown. He didn't have an interception. That didn't matter. On 3rd down, he was electric. When they needed a big play, here comes Bo Nix. And shout out to the wide receivers as well. He was able to make plays in the open space with his legs. That is what you want a franchise quarterback to do. He doesn't have to go out there every single week and have 350 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. He doesn't have to be Josh Allen. How many times have we seen the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl since Josh Allen has been the starting quarterback? Not because he's a bad player. He's one of the best players in the game. But they want him to be Superman every single week. Bo Nix doesn't have to be Superman. But can you give us a couple drives to where you can help us out on the defensive end, where the run game isn't working, where the offensive line protection may break down? And Bo Nix has stepped up. He did that against the Giants. He did that against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the same against Kansas City. You have to give him some credit here. So the numbers right now, they may not be the best, but the eye test is saying that Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback with this team. And I look at all the quarterbacks since Peyton Manning has retired: Teddy Bridgewater, Case Keenum, Brock Osweiler, Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, just to name a few. It's been a lot. I would take Bo Nix currently on his worst day than all those quarterbacks. Bo Nix has played well. I'm not saying that he's a top 5 quarterback in the game, but he deserves more respect. They have a phenomenal run game. RJ Harvey is a very good running back. Now, I am worried about the run game for the rest of the season here. And the reason why I say that, J.K. Dobbins, he's currently on IR. He is not expected to return this season. He was a very good running back this year. And I'm gutted for J.K. Dobbins. Every place that he has been in the NFL, whether it's with the Baltimore Ravens or with the Chargers, he has dealt with injuries, major injuries at that. He had 772 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns before he got injured due to a hip drop tackle. He was averaging 5 yards a carry. He was a bell cow. Now you have to depend on RJ Harvey, who is a very electric player. And the same with Jaleel. We'll see if their run game takes a step back. And if it does for those running backs, Bo Nix, he can use his legs in space. The wide receivers here, I wish that they had better wide receiving options for Bo Nix, but it doesn't matter. You're 9-2. Imagine if Jalen Waddle was on this team, or someone like Rashid Shaheed, a great deep threat. But Troy Franklin has played better over the last 3 weeks. He's had a lot of drops this season. But as long as he can catch the football, he's a very solid wide receiver to have alongside Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton is a big physical wide receiver, one-on-one situations. A 50-50 ball is really an 80-20 with him. And Bo Nix has a solid connection with Courtland Sutton. And don't sleep on Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims is a deep threat, but he's not in the same conversation with Jalen Waddle and the same with someone like Rashid Shaheed. But Marvin Mims, every now and then, he can give you a big play over the top. Evan Ingram at the tight end position, I was expecting more out of Evan Ingram personally. But he hasn't been that star-making tight end this year, but he's had some good moments. This offensive line deserves more respect. Garrett Bowles is a very good player at the left tackle position. You have Luke Wattenberg at the center position. He's very good. Quinn Myers, he legit goes out there. He mauls people at the right guard position. And you have Mike McGlinchey. This offensive line is very good in terms of blocking. The one problem I have with this offensive line, too many penalties this season. But they've cleaned that up over the last couple of weeks. So offensively here, I still have a lot of question marks with the play calling with Sean Payton. The accuracy with Bo Nix, even though it has been better over the last 4 to 5 weeks. But if they can just dial back on the penalties and Bo Nix and accuracy can continue to get better and these wide receivers can catch the football, you'll be okay. Bo Nix, the athlete, can help you out in a lot of tricky situations. But the strongest unit with the Broncos is his defense. I really hope that Vance Joseph gets another chance to be a head coach in this league. Because, boy, he deserves it. I know that this defense, not this particular group, but if you go back a couple of years ago, they gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. It has been a complete 180 since then. They have been dominant on the defensive end, even dealing with injuries. Vance Joseph is a great defensive mind, playing man coverage, mixing in combo coverage on the back end, rotating safeties over. It is just beautiful. And he's made life hell for Patrick Mahomes, not just this season, but last season as well. If you go back to last year, the Broncos, they potentially had that game won. It came down to a blocked field goal kick. You can't make this up. And they would have been the first team last year to defeat Kansas City. But it didn't go that way. This defense in the back half of the season with Russell Wilson in his final year with this organization performed very well. And Vance Joseph was the defensive coordinator. He's the former head coach with this team, but they never had the quarterback position right. So do not be surprised coming towards the end of the season if you hear Vance Joseph be a head coaching candidate, and he deserves it. But this defense, they're third in total defense, fifth in passing defense, fourth in rushing defense. Beautiful. They smother you. It's not a 2015 defense, but this defense is pretty close to it. That game that they just had against Kansas City, no Pat Surtain, the best cornerback in football, no Alex Singleton, their best interior linebacker, and they still had dominant moments on Kansas City. The play calling with Vance Joseph has been elite this season. But when you look at their pass rushers here, Zach Allen, power rusher, can stop the run, can get to the quarterback. Now, this is the one thing with Zach Allen. He's not going to go back there and track down someone like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Patrick. But in terms of stopping the run and going against some of the slower quarterbacks, he's your type of defensive end. He's your type of edge rusher. Guys that could go out there and keep up with those quarterbacks, John Franklin Myers. 4.5 sacks on the season and has looked phenomenal the last month of football. To begin this season, he has some up and down moments, but he's gotten better. Jonathan Cooper, he can go back there. He can give you 7.5 sacks on the season. That's what he has currently. He can track down the quarterback on a consistent basis. Nick Bonito, 9.5 sacks on the season. He's their best pass rusher. That's the third most in the NFL. He's tremendous. Alex Singleton has done so much for the Broncos this year in terms of being a blitzer, in coverage, in terms of stopping the run. Just a tremendous front seven. They can hit you from different angles up front. It was a play against Kansas City. They rushed Nick Bonito from the inside. They twist him around. Zach Allen is now in one-on-one situations. He just bulldozes the tackle. And then they send it at blitz on the opposite side with a cornerback. And on the back end, they're playing tremendous man coverage. It's the little things here with Vance Joseph. And he was doing this last season. But to give Patrick Surtain his credit, and when he does return, he's in with a pec injury right now. It's nothing too serious. He's a definition of a guy that can go out there and take away your best target, whether it's a tight end or a wide receiver. I have seen Vance Joseph match him up on Brock Bowers, made him a non-factor. They just made him a non-factor a couple weeks ago without Patrick Surtain, but not too many cornerbacks in the NFL you would match up with a tight end. They even did that with Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce had a tough time beating him in one-on-one coverage. When you have a cornerstone like that on defense, it makes everyone else life easier. But they drafted Jahdae Barron in the first round. Now, Jahdae Barron is a tremendous defensive player, but the way that they use him is a bit interesting. One-on-one on tight ends, that's it. They'll move him around every now and then, but primarily go out there and go stop the tight end. They have built this defense for this division, for Travis Kelce, for Brock Bowers, and the same for Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. We're going to have this tough physical secondary that can play press man coverage. We're going to have a safety over the top. We can see blitzes from different angles to defeat quarterbacks like Patrick, Justin Herbert. And you look at the Raiders here, you can say Geno Smith, but Geno Smith, it's not in the same conversation with those quarterbacks, but they've made life hell on him as well. Great drafting by the front office here. And to bring in Hufanga in free agency. Impactful safety. You have Brandon Jones, another good player. Jaquan McMillan is a phenomenal cornerback inside the nickel position. Jaquan McMillan is tremendous. Now, Riley Moss. Riley is a very interesting player. Going back to last season when he missed that game against the Cleveland Browns, that's why Jameis Winston had those many passing yards constantly. They missed him a lot. This season, he's had a lot of penalties. I don't think that he's a bad corner. I know that may be a controversial take. I think that he's solid. He's not in the same conversation with Jaquan McMillan and the same with Patrick Surtain, but he does his job. He's not a horrible cornerback to have. I know this year's been a bunch of penalties, but he's had some solid moments. But this Broncos defense, they don't have a weakness, and they can match up with pretty much anyone. And this carries back over to the offensive conversation here. You have a lot of people, myself included, asking for more out of Bo Nix in the offense. Well, if your opposing quarterback has 2 or 3 interceptions in the game, and your defense is constantly winning, over and over again. Why go out there and why put more stress on Bo Nix? Just manage the game. Be a game manager. Keep us on schedule. Use time and possession to your advantage. Work off of play action. We'll be fine. Take 3 here. Let's not go for it on 4th down because our defense is so dominant. And if you need a big play, here comes Bo Nix. But that's the way the Denver Broncos have beat teams this year. The fact that they could be 11-0 and they had so many miscues on the offensive end early on this season is very scary. I'm not saying that they're going to go out there, they're going to win a Super Bowl this season. A lot of things can change. But this Broncos team currently is easily one of the best teams in the NFL. This is not a fluke. They're just that good. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys to stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.